It's all about risk management, and I've always said this. We are all converging around this FedRAMP process, which for the first time all of government has agreed, and we're almost there, is that we have set up a certain amount of controls, and let's say they're in the 250 range, somewhere in there. I'm not going to get specific yet. We have that to be in the FedRAMP process that we're all going to agree to, and that is a process that'll be a single process. It'll be in a single document with a single policy that allow us all to, not mandate it yet, there's options, to allow agencies to start putting it up there. And we're interested in GSA. We've already had a couple of cloud-based approaches that we're looking at, that we put it through the FedRAMP process, and then everyone else can add, all agencies can add their stuff to the FedRAMP knowledge base, and then people can start using it and moving forward. So people are not glossing over that, but there's more of a tacit acknowledgement that FISMA was an unfunded mandate. We cannot do all those controls because those are much far greater than 250. We can't possibly meet all that because it's unfunded, but we can look at risk, and for certain things that are pure unclassified, like data.gov, recovery, and others, they've already put stuff out in the cloud. We want more of that. I think even with some of the companies, and I won't speak for them, but they have cloud-based offerings that will be coming out, and we're interested in GSA in working on some of those offerings where allow email as a service to come across government, for example, and that's one of the things that we're working with Ed on. So I think the answer to your question is there is still some things that will remain unanswered in terms of how we go forward, but there's some tremendous progress being made about this unified process called FedRAMP, this unified governance that will be working with ICIMIC, which is a Federal CIO Council Security Committee, and our office working together as one process. There'll be a policy that'll be promulgated which will allow all of us to kind of follow one security process. And at the end of the day, it's not going to be mandated, and we're looking at this law of entropy kind of model. Will agencies come to us and say, you know what, hey, because we're all talking at the Federal CIO Council and other places, that, listen, I want to reinvent the wheel. Does anyone want to say that? No, not really. So if the question is, or maybe they will, I don't know, we'll find out. But if they can come forward and say that, wait a second, so you have an offering that's private cloud, and it's moderate for this service and these set of controls, and you're going to publish that in a secure website that will allow all government and authorized contractors to see, and you do it once and then it's good enough, yes, because there's strength in numbers that we're all attesting to the same risk. That's a new approach. That's bold thinking, by the way, in the government. We call it really bold thinking. And I think we're pretty close. We're about a couple of months away from that process being finally done. And thanks to the work done by NIST, and we're all working together, this will become a huge, huge deal. Security is the final frontier, so to speak, for this cloud. Because other than that, there are some models wherein, and there's also privacy and records. There's some e-discovery things that we have to work out. But I think if we can work that out, we're pretty much there. And then what we're going to do is start off with the infrastructure as a service as the first one. We've already done an internal GSA Google. There are others that will be in process. If we can start some of that and go through FedRAMP and put that out there, and then other agencies can do the same thing, I think the momentum will build up. So that's what we're hoping for.